tell you what, it's going pretty nice here. I'll tell you what. The temperatures have been glorious for the last few days. Middle 70s, it even got to about 80 degrees, which is right about the upper edge of my comfort zone. But still, not bad at all. Nice, comfortable shirt sleeve weather. I'm loving this. No more of this cold stuff, not even late at night. As a matter of fact, last night I was able to finally make a what I consider to be a big step in the transition from winter to comfortable weather, and that is to discard the blanket. Still keeping the sheet for a cover, but the heavy blanket has been put away. Yeah, that's awesome. And I know that sounds like he's all thrilled because he put a blanket away. Yeah, he is. Because he's been freezing his arse off underneath these blankets all winter long, and it's so nice to not need them anymore. Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. And I'm feeling a lot better. Part of the reason I'm feeling a lot better is that I went ahead and spent myself into oblivion, very nearly, getting some things that I haven't been getting for a very long time because I haven't been able to afford them. I can't really afford them now, but I decided, okay, fine, bite the bullet, get it now, and it's a long-term supply. It'll last me a few months. I got a few things. I got a bottle of a multivitamin. I got a bottle of vitamin C supplements, another bottle of fish oil capsules, and a bottle of aspirin. The vitamin supplement, the multivitamin, that's obvious, you know, just making up for the things you don't get ordinarily all the time, which in my case is probably most things. I wouldn't be surprised. And the vitamin C, I have found, well, I tell you what, I have kind of an open sore. No, not kind of. I have an open sore from an injury that happened last January. And it still hasn't healed up. 3 days after I started taking the multivitamin and the vitamin C, it's actually starting to look like it's going to heal one of these days. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So that's really good. And of course the aspirin, because, hey, taking an aspirin a day is supposed to be good for you if there is a potential risk of heart things going on, and there is a heart issue that runs in my family, so I figured it was a good idea. And besides which, my doctor put me on that routine like 4 years ago, and I got around to not continuing it for one reason or another. Well, no, it wasn't one reason or another. It was the same reason it always is. I got to a point where I was too broke to continue it, and I just stopped. But anyway, I've got like about a 2.5 or 3 months supply of these things. And maybe in 2.5 or 3 months I will have the financing available to replace them when they go empty. Anyway, it's helping. Although I have noticed that for the last 3 days, 3 or 4 days, whatever, since I started that, I have been extra, excessively, multiply, massively tired. I have been sleeping a lot, an amazing amount of sleep. I've probably been sleeping, well, on and off, close to 12 hours out of every 24. Not in any one chunk. I mean, we're talking an hour here, a half an hour there, an hour and a half there, and so on. But a lot more sleep than I'm used to getting. And I don't know, maybe taking my stuff is having an effect. It causes that, and after a while everything will balance out, and I'll get back to somewhat normal-ish, or normal for me anyway. Meanwhile, in all of that time, I have touched the lawn exactly once. And across the wide part of the front yard, I managed to get about 8 rows cut, and I had to stop. And I haven't touched it since, and that's been about 3 days ago, I think. Maybe 2, I don't remember exactly. The days, they blur. Yeah. Oh boy. In any event, assuming that I can stay awake and focused long enough, which makes it sound really a lot worse than it is. I'm not that unfocused crapola. No, anyway, assuming all goes as planned, how about that? We'll just use the NASA line. Assuming all goes well, later tonight, there will be episode 50 of TFC's Journey to the FarLands, in which we're walking in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, headed west, walking to the FarLands, on a crazy, insane quest to walk someplace that could take 20 years to get there. 20, 25 years. I've seen estimates both ways. And I'm going to be doing that. And because it's episode 50, that means that coming up very soon thereafter will be a Journey to the FarLands live stream. Bird, I didn't ask for your opinion. Shut up. Ay, ay, ay. I don't mind the birds, but I really hate it when they're yapping over the top of me. And I'm sure you all heard that. Anyway, you had to have heard it. That's loud. Oh, well. And also, on the subject of streams of liveness, I am kind of toying with an idea to get into a semi-regular live streaming event, which will take place at least once a week, possibly more often. I do not know yet. It depends on how well it's received and how well I can manage to create and then stick to a schedule. We all know about me and schedules. They don't work so well. Which is why you may notice that the YTO numbers are no longer appearing in the titles of videos, and that's because I have shelved that project for the time being. I am at least 3 months behind where I should be, possibly 4. That is pathetic in the extreme, and so there's no sense in calling this a YTO entry because it is not any kind of daily event happening. I get back to some point where I think maybe I can do it, I'll try it again. I am determined. I'm going to do a successful YTO 3. Although it might be called YTO 3B or something like that, or YTO 3 The Return, or I don't know, some kind of crazy epic, pseudo-epic kind of thing. Anyway, epic, pseudo-epic kind of thing. Yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, it's getting darker by the moment and so on, and I'm sure you could barely see me. And so I'm going to shut up and say thanks for watching. I'm out. Mr. TinFoilChef.